Hey y'all, it's Israel and welcome to Israel's World. And today I'm gonna be doing a reaction video, and this reaction video is gonna be on Bones of the Foot Anatomy Tutorial. Bones of the Foot Anatomy Tutorial. So I hope y'all so that's what I'm gonna be reacting to, and yeah, let's get into the reaction.
Okay, this is a tutorial on the bones of the foot. So in the foot you've got tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. So I'll just remove the tibia and the fibula so we can take a look at the tarsal bones first. So you've got 7 tarsal bones. So these are the bones that come before the metatarsals and the phalanges, and you can separate the tarsal bones into a proximal and distal group. So in the proximal group you've got 2 bones. You've just got this bone here which articulates with the tibia and the fibula, so it's this bone here. It's called the talus, and you've got the calcaneus. So those are the 2 bones in the proximal row. The distal row you've got 4 bones. So the distal row are the bones of the foot which articulate with the metatarsals. So you've got the cuneiform bones, which are these 3 bones here. So you've got a medial, an intermediate and a lateral cuneiform bone, which articulate with the 1st to 3rd metatarsals. And then you've got this bone here, which is the cuboid bone, sitting laterally, and this articulates with the lateral 2 metatarsals. And then you've got an intermediate bone. So this is a bone which sits between the proximal and the distal rows. So this bone is called the navicular. So I always used to get confused when I was learning about this, because I thought by looking at this lateral view, you can see that the cuboid bone is kind of in line with the navicular bone, yet the cuboid bone is in the distal group. So the distal group of tarsal bones are just those bones which articulate with the metatarsals. So the intermediate bone, this navicular bone, sits between the proximal row and the distal row of tarsal bones. So just looking back at the proximal bones, you've got the calcaneus, which articulates above with the talus, and anteriorly it articulates with the cuboid bone, and the talus bone articulates below with the calcaneus, and anteriorly it articulates with the navicular, the intermediate bone. So looking at the navicular, you can see it's anteriorly it articulates with the cuneiform bones, so the medial, intermediate and lateral cuneiform bones, and the cuboid bone in the distal row of tarsal bones articulates anteriorly with the lateral 2 metatarsals, and the cuneiform bones articulate anteriorly with the medial 3 metatarsal bones. So those are the 7 tarsal bones. So you've got a proximal row with the 2 large bones, the talus and the calcaneus, and you've got a distal row which contains the cuneiform bones, the 3 cuneiform bones, and laterally you've got the cuboid bone, and then you've got an intermediate bone called the navicular, which sits in between the proximal and the distal row of tarsals. So anterior or distal to the distal tarsal bones, you've got the 5 metatarsals. So you've got a base, a shaft and a head to each metatarsal, and then even more distally you've got the phalanges. So the phalanges consist of 3 bones, so you've got a proximal, a middle and a distal phalanx, except for the great toe, which just has a proximal and distal phalanx.
So y'all, that was my reaction to Bones of the Foot Anatomy Tutorial. Bones of the Foot Anatomy Tutorial. And the channel where the original video is at AnatomyZone. It's gonna be in the description. And yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. See y'all next video. Israel's out. Bye y'all.